On today's episode of the Jamaican Cooking Journey, I was sharing with you how I make some homemade pancakes. Yeah, pancakes from scratch. But before we move on with the video, I just want to pause here to say special thanks to my patrons that have been enjoying extra content on my Patreon page. And if you would like to be a member of my Patreon family, just check in the description of this and all my other videos. There will be the link. Now, post notification shout out today goes again once more to the great Sheppy Bradshaw. Manners and respect, Sheppy. I'm waiting to see who is gonna break that Sheppy Bradshaw chain. Let's get right on to the video. Now, homemade pancakes. I always like homemade. Anything homemade, I always like to do homemade because you can put any twist you want to it. It allows you to put a twist, and I like putting twists to my dishes. Also with this homemade pancake recipe, if you have store-bought, you can put this twist to it. So let me show you here. My twist is going to be bananas, ripe bananas, and coconut milk. So you know, you'd use your regular milk, you wouldn't be using bananas. Some people would be using like blueberries and stuff, but I'm using the good old ripe banana. So right here I have 2 eggs. They're very small, 1 large one, that's the requirement, but these are so tiny you can see I'm using 2. I have here some mashed, these are frozen and thawed and mashed ripe banana, and you don't want to mash them too much. You want to have a little lumps, because you know pancake mix is supposed to be not all that smooth. I have here my baking powder. I've got here some vanilla, and right here I have some coconut milk, and of course I did use a pack of the store-bought coconut milk, so you can feel free to use that. No sugar, I'm getting the sweetness from the banana. A little melted butter, of course, a little pinch of salt, and I'm going to be using some oil instead of butter because I have the banana in there, so I just don't want to use the butter again to put it in the skillet to do it. So the very first thing I'm going to do right here is get my dry mixture in. So I'll do that in the next clip. Just a small pinch, a little pinch, not a lot of salt like that. The butter is salty. I'm going to put in now about 3 of this size spoon of baking powder. Why? We want baking powder. Pancake is something that's supposed to be light and fluffy. So I'm going in with about 3 teaspoons, or probably, yeah, about that. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be sieving this out now because I want to trap some air in this. So I'm going to get it in right in there, and I'm going to get some air trapped in it. I'm going to be doing this, sieving this about 2 times. So I'm going to get this sieve out and have it all light and hairy, so when we mix in our banana, yeah, it's not all that clumpy. So I'm going to do this 2 times and return. So did I say it's a good old AP flour? Yes, and I did sift it out with the salt and the baking powder. That's the dry ingredient. Now I'm going to proceed to do the wet. Okay, so I'm going to beat these 2 eggs. Beat them until they're light, a little lighter than this. I want them a little lighter. The lighter the pancake better, the better. Light and frothy right in there. Forgot that I had a little whisk going on right here. So I'm going to put in my melted butter right now, and I'm going to give it a little mix. Also, I'm going to put in about a tablespoon of vanilla. I'm going to put here now some of my coconut milk. Got that little mix going on. Smells so nice, looks so good. So right here I've got my dry, and I'm gonna dump most of it in there. You're just gonna take your time. It smells so beautiful in that. Yeah. Yeah, did you say hello? They don't know that you're behind the camera.
Hello everybody.
Yeah.
Back again.
Daddy depend them one more time. And I think it's all of this. Let's mix it in. Get them out of the way as we go along. So you want to do a little whisk in, and we're going to need a little more coconut milk. We're going to mix and return, show you the consistency, and then we'll be ready to start dropping our pancakes. Perfect consistency of your pancake batter. Yeah. And see, we have got our little banana pieces in there. Yeah, that's a twist. And this, you can just imagine the nice flavor of these pancakes with that ripe banana. And I did not use any sugar, I used the ripe banana as a sweetener. Let's go right onto the stove. Okay, now my skillet is on, and I'll be dropping them in like medium size. For me, pancakes are not the perfect shape every time. Not for me. I think about taste when I go for pancakes. But if you would like to have uniform pancakes, you can just use like a scoop or something to drop them in. So I'm going to be using oil as opposed to butter right here. I'm going to be greasing. This is non-stick, but we still like to grease. We're going to leave it right there. We're going to do them on medium. We're going to leave it until it gets reasonably hot. Then we're going to come back to drop our pancakes. Reasonably heated. And we're going to go for about this in our scoop. So we're going to just put it and let it flow and make it its own shape. So this is the consistency you want your pancake batter to have. So as you put it in there, it goes on its own, it runs out on its own, forms its own shape. You don't want to have it too thick, you know? So that is what some people prefer to get the store-bought because they can't get it like this. But you want to have it at a consistency that it runs in there and makes a special shape. Now we're going to cook it on one side, and then we're going to flip to the other side. But I will not flip until I show you when you're to flip. So it's on that side, medium heat. Remember to get your heat all adjusted and all of that. You see what is happening right here. The raising agent, which is the baking powder, it is forming all these bubbles. So when this side of the pancakes has formed all these little air bubbles, and you see all these little part coming up, you know it's time to flip. So we are going to let it cook. You see that? They are forming, those little bubbles are popping out. It's popping out. The hair is there inside. It's being aerated. So you know you're going to have light and fluffy pancakes. Not ready to turn, but when they are ready, I'll return and show you. Next clip. So this is the time, family. You see all those little bubbles. So it's formed around the side, and it's time to flip. So you want to put something under, and you just want to go it perfecto. You can never go wrong. Okay? So this is number 1 down. I don't know how many more to go. Pancakes, homemade pancakes, they are good to go. If you have small children, or if you're a loner, if you're just two, it doesn't matter. They're always good. They're good for breakfast. They're good for lunch. They're good for brunch. They're good for supper. Can be made at a time. Freeze the batter. Can be made like this. And also, you can have them in the refrigerator and you just warm them up. You're good to go. So this is one side. So here we go. Let me put it on the other side. Let you see. So it's number 1 down. I always like to leave them on the stove top and to let them stay warm. Number 2. So each time you want to put a little. I am using, most of the times you would use butter, but I am using oil right now because you saw I put ripe banana in the mixture, and I also did put butter. So if you should use butter right here now, you maybe have it burning before it's cooked. Okay, so I would say about two and they're small on each side. I would say about 2 minutes on each side. Here we go. And as I said, they don't have to be the perfect size. So you want to have the mixture like this. It runs and forms its own size. And I wanted it to have these little size to show you. Look, little cutie cutie. So if you use a bigger container or a bigger skillet, so to speak, you'd have to put, if you're having a bigger skillet, you'd have to fill up your scoop more. You see what I'm saying? And then it runs and forms its own size. I'm going to do the second one, show you when it's at the point that you're to turn. Come back, and then I'm going to do the rest. And I'll catch you in the next clip. Homemade pancakes with a twist, coconut milk, and our very own ripe bananas. Remember to watch the video in its entirety, family. This is when it's ready to be turned, okay? So let us go. The edges are set on one side, so you'll get under and then you flip. It doesn't matter if you didn't see that. Yeah, you see that. Yeah, so that's number 2. So I'm gonna make the others off camera, and then I'm gonna come back and show you how much I got and the stock and everything. These homemade pancakes, they are to really die for. Next clip. Gonna be more removing pancake number 2. You see how fluffy and nice they are? I'm gonna be turning it on the other side for you to see. Nice and fluffed and all like that. I'm gonna be going now, and I'm gonna be doing the others. Each in between, if there's any little crumbs, please to remember to clean your skillet. I'll catch you when they're all finished. This is the final product, Cooking Fam. Look how beautiful these pancakes are. I'm just dusting with a little powdered sugar or confectioner sugar, icing sugar, however you want to call it. I am not a fan of syrup on pancakes, and it took me years to know why I did not like pancakes, that it was because of the syrup. But the moment I realized that I could have them without the syrup, that's when I knew I will eat some pancakes with a cup of tea in the morning, and I also have it at night, and they will be good to go. So this is the presentation that I have for you for my pancakes, and there you have it, beautifully done. Now we have some other ones here, and I just wanted to show you how soft, how beautiful these pancakes are. Look at them. Look at the softness. These are homemade pancakes done just for you. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the support. Remember to leave me a comment below. Remember, if you are the first to make a comment that is uplifting on this video, you will be shouted out in the next post notification. Thank you all so much for loving. Thank you all so much for supporting. Thank you all so much for, just accommodating me while I was out and about. And I'm still out a little bit and about, going over there, coming on over here and everything and doing that. But you know what happened? Better days are here. And also, I just wanted to say, remember to go check out my Patreon page. Once more, I love you. Remember to try these beautiful homemade pancakes. Get your kids involved. Thank you.